Welcome into the show today. Thank you for making this podcast a part of your day. My name is Minnesota Tim. Hit that subscribe button if you are watching on YouTube or if you're listening somewhere else. The topic today is J.J. McCarthy, the Minnesota Vikings franchise quarterback. And he is really going to be the topic for roughly the next year, because based on how he plays and performs, whether that's good, whether that's average, whether that's bad, J.J. McCarthy is going to be the lead story amongst Minnesota Vikings fans, podcasters, and the people inside the Vikings facility in Eagan. But first, before I dive into McCarthy, I need to tell you about 5-Star Bath Solutions of Minneapolis. My wife and I were in the market for a bathroom. We needed one badly. Our bathroom was outdated. It was gross. It was nasty, moldy, single sink, gross floor, big step. See, the bathroom before us was made for elderly people that had movement issues. There's grab bars everywhere. We didn't need that. And we didn't need a step going into the shower. So we looked at 5-Star Bath Solutions of Minneapolis. Here's how our bathroom used to look. I talked about it a little bit. Had the step, had the blue floor, moldy shower, handrail in the shower. Just kind of disgusting. Outdated, gross looking. So I found 5-Star Bath Solutions of Minneapolis. And they did all of this in 48 hours. It was not a 6-week project. Plus, they have financial payment options available. Take a look at those floors. Beautiful, modern-looking floors, updated shower and bath, double vanity, new sinks, double sinks, new vanity. Beautiful bathroom in 48 hours. It was not a 6-week project where we all needed to cram downstairs into the basement for 6 weeks. While they got this project done, they got this done in 48 hours, and we were using that bathroom 3 days later. 5-Star Bath Solutions of Minneapolis. There's a reason why they're called 5-star, because they get 5 stars. 5-Star Bath Solutions of Minneapolis. Contact them today to get the best bath remodel in the world. Okay, so J.J. McCarthy. Aaron Jones went on the Good Morning Football television show, which is also a podcast. And he had this quote to say about McCarthy. JJ's a winner. If you look from high school to his time in college, he's lost one career game. And there's nothing wrong with that fact. He's lost one career game. He won the national championship at Michigan. Highly successful player there. Highly successful player in high school. Sounds like he won state championships in high school. To this point in McCarthy's career, all he's done is win games. And if there's one thing that I know is true about McCarthy, it's that the dude has a winner's mentality and a winner's approach to the game. Meaning, the dude is going to do whatever it takes to win football games. Whether that's jumping over the pylon for a touchdown, whether that's pulling off a Brett Favre play where he was blocking for Adrian Peterson 20 yards down the field, that's the quarterback that McCarthy is. And I've never had any doubts about his willingness to have that mentality of a winning quarterback. The way he talks, the way he prepares, the way he discusses football, you can tell that this guy bleeds football, and that's really 100% of his life. Now, to point holes in that formula of all you want to do is win, great, if you want to be a successful NFL player, but as far as your personal life, maybe you should have a little bit more personal life than just all 100% football all the time. Personally speaking, I think it's okay to be Kirk Cousins and having a Sabbath and not being 100% dedicated to the game every single day of every single hour. But that's McCarthy. That's what he is. That's how he's built. And that's the mentality that he has. And you can tell based on how he talks because he hasn't played a single game yet. So there's no evidence in the NFL that shows us that he's all this, all that. But the way he prepares and the way he discusses the game, you can tell that he is that kind of player. There's a video posted the other day, and I thought this was remarkable. J.J. McCarthy, back in high school, firing up his teammates before the football game. Take a look at this video because this is pretty cool.
Boy, remember why you play this game. We're thinking too much. Who cares about ESPN? Who cares about all the fans out there? We play this for us. We play this together. Nobody's been working harder than us. We know we can run whatever we want out there. We know we can do it. We know we can execute. We know we can dominate them on all three phases. But when we started getting complacent, that's what happens. And I put that on me too. We all have played that part. We all were struggling. My legs were tired. My mind wasn't right.
Hey, we all made mistakes, y'all. We all made mistakes. Hey, we gotta bounce back though. Hey, it's adversity.
Hey,
how are we gonna handle adversity now? Second half.
I do not. When things go wrong in the second half, I do not want to see one head down. I don't want to see palms in the air. I don't want to see any calling out. Because we're a family. We're a brotherhood. We talk about it. We preach it. We gotta act like it when we out there. The whole world's watching.
That's McCarthy. That is classic McCarthy. And you listen to him talk, and the player that McCarthy reminds me of is Tim Tebow. He's got a Tim Tebow mentality, but hopefully has an arm like Joe Burrow. Because that's who we drafted him to be. We drafted him to be the franchise quarterback. But the part that we know he has down is the ability to lead men and the ability to wear that C on his shoulder pads and actually take on the role of captain. But going back to his winning mentality, JJ's a winner. If you look from high school to his time in college, he's lost one career game. What does high school football or college football have to do with anybody's success at the highest level? Are the best quarterbacks the ones that win the most amount of games collegiately, or the ones that pass for the most yards collegiately? Are the best quarterbacks the ones that always win national championships? The answer is no. Patrick Mahomes, he never won a national championship. Joe Burrow, sure. Yeah, he did. He also was throwing to Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, and had overall one of the greatest collegiate football offenses that college football has ever seen. Josh Allen, did he win a bunch of collegiate football games at a small Division I school? Was he touted as a guy that could take his team to a bunch of W's? No. Aaron Rodgers, was he a guy that led California to a bunch of big-time Rose Bowl bowl game victories? No. So can we quit with this idea of McCarthy was a winner in high school, he is a winner in college, and that automatically means that that is going to translate into Jameis Winston W's at the NFL level? That's ridiculous. And you know that's ridiculous. But because you think and believe that McCarthy is going to be the greatest quarterback ever because the Vikings drafted him 10th overall, then you are buying into, though he's a winner in high school, he's a winner in college, now he's going to be a winner in the NFL because he's a winner at those two levels. The NFL is a completely different level that cannot be compared to collegiate or high school football. Because if it was the case, if it could be compared to collegiate football, the number one overall pick would never be a bust. Jamarcus Russell would be the greatest quarterback ever. Jameis Winston would be leading his team to Super Bowls every year. The NFL cannot compare to the collegiate or high school level. Everything is an estimation on players. Everything. So to say that McCarthy was a winner in college, good for him. But because he won in college does not mean that he is going to be a winner in the NFL. I just looked at the DraftKings odds for the Vikings next year. And the over-under win total right now is 8.5. If McCarthy struggles his first season and the Vikings win 8 games, what does that say about McCarthy's winning mentality? I thought he won in high school and college. I thought he had this winner mentality. I thought he was a winner. Why is he losing? It takes one bad season, one season where he loses more games than he wins, to punch a hole in this theory of, well, he won in high school and he won in college. You need to be careful with it, because you could easily run the other way and say, well, is he a bust then? He had one bad season. The Vikings have a losing record. What about his college wins? What about his national championship? I thought this guy was the bee's knees. So you need to be careful about labeling McCarthy as a winner. He was a winner in high school. He is a winner in college. But he's not a winner in the NFL yet. You need to prove yourself at every single level. Just because you won in college does not mean you're going to win in the NFL. And just because you won in high school doesn't mean you're going to win in college. Although there is probably a greater chance of that happening from high school to college, because then you're going to get recruited by a top program like Alabama or Michigan, and then things will be looking probably pretty bright for you because those teams are always loaded. But the point still remains. Everyone is so quick to call McCarthy a winner because of what he's done in college and high school football. But he has not done a single thing in the NFL. So he is not a winner yet. And he does not have the accolades to be called a winner at the NFL level. He has a winner's mentality, and he has a winner's work ethic. He has he acts like a guy that cares so much about the game and loves the game. And you can call that a winner's mentality. But it doesn't mean that that's automatically going to translate into winning seasons every year. So every time I hear that, I push back against that thought. Because Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, these guys were not the winningest collegiate football players. It took forever to Brady to even start in college. And those are two of the greatest quarterbacks the game has ever seen. So if that's the case about guys that didn't win in college, it certainly does not mean that guys that won in college are going to be automatic winners in the NFL. Because you think about college football and the players that are playing collegiate football, how many of them go to the NFL? Certainly less than 5% of them. Probably less than 2% of them. So you're playing collegiate football. It's a high level, but you're not playing NFL competition. When you're in the NFL, you're playing the top 1% every single week. So because of that, winning collegiately doesn't automatically mean you're a winner in the NFL. So let's just pump the brakes, hold our horses, and take a chill pill on labeling McCarthy as a winner in the NFL. Thank you for watching this episode and for making this podcast part of your day. Check out 5-Star Bath Solutions of Minneapolis and be an amazing, happy customer like my wife and I are. It's awesome. Incredible. Thank you for watching, and thank you for making this podcast part of your day.